thank you for coming today. It was a pleasure meeting you. I have fun, and especially I'm so happy for you because you had a great breakthrough session today. It was nice to see how you shifted from how you came in to how you left. Your face was literally, you have a facelift. So it was really nice and amazing to be witness and part of that experience. So I'm looking forward to the results that you're going to have as a consequence of this session today. So good for you, and I'm happy for your family. I just wanted to do this short video because we talked so much, we did so much today. I want to make sure that you have something that you can come back and watch so you can have a refresh in case you have some questions. We did talk about emotions, we talk about gratitude, we talk about values. Actually, we work with all that. So basically, I just wanted to refresh so you can have these refresher basically for you when you have questions. So your routine is going to change in the morning. Remember, right up until now, basically you have been doing the patterns that got you to where you were at and you came into this to your session today. So starting today, we start doing some exercises and some work to you so you can break those patterns and basically get you out of the cycle that you were in on your unconscious mind and your behavior and your emotions. So one of the fastest ways to break that cycle is gratitude. So we talk about that, and you committed to starting today to start looking for ways to appreciate gratitude, things that you enjoy, things that you like, things that you feel satisfied or happy that you have in your life. And it could be something as simple as, I really enjoy this blanket or this pillow that feels nice and cold, or I really enjoy this cozy blanket or the hug or whatever it is. So even doing dishes, just being present with the water, feeling that, and just expressing how good it feels for you to be part of that. And so you don't necessarily have to have a major list. You can start with little things that you perhaps you think that are insignificant, but those are the ones that will give you a lot of pleasure. Now, the other thing we talk about to break those patterns is obviously the first thing when you wake up in the morning, you want to set the intention for the day. How do you want your day to be? What kind of experience do you want to have? So before you even get out of bed, you want to make sure that you set that intention so you can have the purpose basically of your day for that day. And just take it one day at a time. Don't get overwhelmed with the whole week. No, just take one day at a time and just focus on that day. What am I going to experience today? What do I want to experience today? We also talk about the app that you're going to download, and I think you did that while you were here, the mindfulness bell app, the Mind Bell app, and set it up for every 30 minutes so you can just do an inventory, checking with yourself and be present with yourself. Start taking care of yourself, loving yourself, accepting yourself, so that you're going to basically listen to the bell, and when it rings, I want you to, so this is what it looks like, right there. And so I want you to just, when you hear the bell ring, just take a deep breath and check in with you. Check and see, how am I doing? What am I thinking? What am I feeling? The purpose of that is obviously, as you take in the deep breath, you break in the pattern that you are in that moment. And if it's a negative pattern of emotions that you don't like to experience, you definitely want to break them in. And as you have awareness of what are you feeling or what you're feeling in that moment, you have the conscious awareness, or you make the conscious decisions at that point to change. If you're feeling sadness, depressed, or fear, whatever it is that you're feeling, obviously that's not where you want to be. You want to be in a different state of mind. Well, remember a memory, and we did that here. We talk about getting into your mind or remembering a time and experience in which you had experienced that feeling. For example, feeling happiness. You have happiness moments in your life, so you want to recall one of those happy moments, and you want to stay present in that state of mind. Just get inside the picture and go to that experience and be present in the experience, so you can borrow from that experience to cultivate the feeling that you want to have in you. So do that, and the more often you do that, then you basically bring in that emotion in you, because at the end we do things because we want to feel better. That's the end or bottom line of why we do everything in our life, because we think by doing so we feel better. Well, you can mentally jump all the way to that state of mind. Well, you can be mentally and emotionally there. Well, you arrange all your life in the process to get you there. But in the meantime, you can be there just closing your eyes and getting into the moment. So practice that. We also talk about questioning your thoughts. Question every thought that you have, because most of those thoughts, most of those beliefs are the beliefs that you got deposited into your mind as you were a child. So maybe you're thinking, this is my belief, it's not even mine. Question it. Questioning when you have the feeling, I'm not good enough. Am I really not good enough? How have I been good enough? And start looking for proof, because remember, the mind or the brain is a scientist, and it will, if you have the thought, I'm not good enough, it's only going to give you memories or pictures or sensations or feelings in which you have felt that feeling, I'm not good enough. But instead, we want to find the ways in which you have been good enough. So as you question your mind, the unconscious mind has no choice but to answer to the questions. Is this statement true? Well, no, it's not true. Second, how have I been enough in my life? And it will start bringing you proof of how you have been good enough in your life. So do that. Question your thoughts and your beliefs. And I give you the work, so you have that. And remember, I told you that work is by Katie Byron, so definitely a great tool to have. Also, we did values. We started that here, and you had a great start. And so I want you to continue that, specifically focusing all those extra areas. Remember, we talk about how when one value is basically not being present in your life, or you're not fulfilling the value, it affects other areas in your life, like a work, career, like family, and so relationships. So if you're not having the value in your life, you want to bring it back and just find, how do I make sure I live this value in my life? We're talking about specific values. So ask, what does that mean for me, and how do I ensure that I implement or live that with me? So do that. Finish the values for all the other areas that we talk about, so you can have that, and involve your family. Ask them what are the values as well, especially for your spouse, because you want to make sure that you're both communicating and going in the same direction. It's like a map, basically. You have a map to now, where first you know more about yourself in this stage of your life, what's important for you in this moment of your life. And second, she can also see these, and also you can see what are her values and how that you guys complement each other. Also, we talk about changing the focus as to what do I appreciate about my spouse, what do I admire, what do I have gratitude, what do I admire in my spouse. So shift from the things that you don't want to the things that you do like. So emotionally, you can start making the shift in letting go of all that, because remember, in the neuroscience behind that, we talk about straightening the connections, strengthening the neural paths, basically. And so as you start shifting the focus, you're disconnecting from these emotions associated to the experiences that you have had up until now. We did, and I show you many ways to relax. Breathing exercises. I gave you 3 techniques for breathing exercises. And so practice those. One of them is for maintenance, one is preventative. In the app, with the app on the phone, it's also just when you check in with your emotions, that breathing will help you to change from being reactive to active. And that's what you want. You want to stop being a slave of your emotions, a slave of your thoughts, and you want to activate your frontal lobe, where you are thinking and analyzing and creating, imagining. So you want to activate that part of your mind with the breathing. We did the maintenance breathing. We also did the special breathing technique that you're gonna breathe in the mornings, breathe for 1 minute to basically explode explode everything that you have, to get rid of the emotion that you have in the moment. We did also, let's see what else we have. You have the list of the things that you enjoy doing. You want to make sure you do those things for yourself, because remember, as you're activating those pleasure circuits in your brain, you're at the same time you're giving love to yourself, because those are the things that you enjoy. So you want to do those for you, so you can feel better for you, about you, regardless of the outcome outside. We also talk about the things that you enjoy doing for others. So you definitely want to continue that, as long as you don't have an expectation or an outcome from the other person. So you want to do those things regardless of what the outcome is outside of you, so you don't get frustration with it. So you want to disattach from the outcome, and therefore you just having the experience because you feel good doing that experience. For example, service, volunteering, or things like that. So we'll have that. I also gave you the tools so you can, when a memory comes up, you want to make the shift so you can disconnect the emotion from that. Remember, look at it from your perspective, look at it from a third party perspective, from the perspective of the other person, so you can disassociate from that memory. And the brain works like that. So as you dissociate from the memory, then it's easier for you to let go of the experience of the feelings. Technically, you're disassociating from the experience, so you let go of the emotions. So do that. It's easier to work like that. We also, I task you to do the journal for the food that you eat every day, because up until now, you will notice that as you eat, the foods that you're eating is usually to compensate a feeling, like a connection, or like you want to feel comfort. So you're substituting that with food. So up until now, it's causing you, there are consequences on that, obviously, in the way. So you want to start monitoring your food intake with the inventory of what am I thinking, what am I feeling as I'm doing it, because you want to start seeing the patterns. And like I say, and I explained to you, you're feeding it right back to the brain. So basically, you're going to start seeing the patterns. So you're going to start breaking those easily and effortlessly, no time to use. So allow this process. We planted a lot of seeds today, so you gotta maintenance them, you gotta water them, you gotta give them sun, and you're gonna do that throughout the days. And I really think you have all the tools for you to be successful, and start thinking a lot. Who do I really want to be, without all these labels that I have put on myself, without the anger, without the resentment, without the frustration, without the victim attitude, without all of that stuff? Who am I without all those labels? Am I ready to see the woman that I really want to be? Am I ready to see the new person that I want to be? So get rid of all those labels, and as we have, what do I want to look like? So start creating a picture in here, and how does that person look like? Does it smile? Is it cheerful? Is it fun? Create that, because remember, basically, we did is we pretty much killed the old you to give birth to the new you. So baby that new you, and just with the tools, baby that new you, and give the it's like a second opportunity for you to grow a baby, basically, with the new information you want, with the beliefs, with the new ideas that you want to have. So it's your turn to basically put in here the information you want to have, consciously decide to put in here, and get rid of the information that somebody else gave you when you were a child, like your parents, siblings, or your friends, your I don't know, anyone that was around you at that time that gave you all the information you have up until now. So question your thoughts. That is the biggest thing. And also, so do the daily routine, the new routine that is going to help you feel fulfillment and feel the joy that you are looking for in this. And I'm so happy again for you. You had a great session. There was a lot of breakthrough, getting rid of all the baggages, all the emotions, and all those rocks that you have been carrying up until now. So I love seeing your face, literally your face lift up. So it was really impressive how you turn around. We talk about communication channels, the auditories, the visuals, the thinkers, the feelers. So keep on that. Be aware of your email. I'm sending you all the information that you're gonna need to work on that as well. And also, we talk about how do you feel love, and what does it take, or what steps or things you need to see for you to know that you are being loved. So finish that, practice that, and practice loving yourself. And remember, one day at a time. Don't worry about the whole week, don't worry about the month, just one day at a time. And do something good for yourself that day. If as you check in with yourself, the intuition tells you need to eat an apple, then you go and eat an apple for that day. And if intuition tells you need to jump in the shower, then you just jump in the shower, because there is something in there for you to relax, to feel better. And for example, water. I love the example that we did with water, because as you learn, as you touch yourself softly, you activate the pleasure centers in the brain. So you want to do that and be present, completely present for yourself, without judging, without justifying. Just be present with yourself, because if you don't do it, who else gonna do it? Remember, I am the way. It's the secret for you. You are the way for your own healing, for your own emotions. So you are the way. Remember that, and remember to question always every thought that is causing you pain or suffering. All right, so if you have any questions, give me a call.